I'm going to show you why you should use flux when you solder. I have a motherboard here. Let's go to the microscope and I'll show you. Okay, so I got my fume extractor on and I have a soldering iron here. The soldering iron tip is called a chisel tip. And I'm going to put some solder here on the tip and we're just going to go ahead and touch this one leg here, get it in place, and solder this leg up here to get it in place. And the method we're going to be using for soldering is called drag soldering. So we're going to just put a little bit more solder on the edge of this. Now there is flux in this solder, but if you take a look here, it's actually going to be much harder to solder this without flux. So one of the biggest problems we've run into now is we've bridged almost every single pin together. And we barely used any solder with this. I went and cleared my iron, so let's try to... So yeah, you can see that the solder doesn't really want to flow here. It's just kind of stuck. Now that one, I was able to clear this bridge here. And that one I was able to clear. Okay, so I'm able to clear a couple of these. But some of them that they have a little bit more solder on it, it might be a little bit harder to clear. Now our joints are soldered, but as you can see, they don't look super good. I mean, this chip will definitely work, but let's try with flux. So I'm going to be using some Amtech 213 flux. This is directly from Inventec, and I'm going to put a tiny bit of flux here on the edge of this iron, and let's just go ahead and flow it onto this pad here. Okay, perfect. I'm going to put some more flux down here. So now I'm going to apply a little bit more solder here, and we're going to do the exact same thing we did on the other side. We're going to drag solder all these joints. And as you can tell, you can see that the solder, you can easily spread it along all of these joints here. So I'm able to take the solder and I'm able to bring it all the way over without having to worry. So yeah, we are able to just touch up these joints here and flow them without them bridging easily. And we don't have too much solder, so it is working out perfectly. Now we do have this bridge down here at the end. So I'm going to clear my iron and try to drag this solder off of the chip. So we're almost successful here. Just a little bit. There we go. All done. Now I'm going to use some isopropyl alcohol to clean this area and get rid of all the flux. So let's look at our joints now. These are the ones we just soldered with flux. And as you can see, all the joints look even and perfect. Now these are the joints we soldered without flux. As you can see, they look uneven and they don't look flowed very well. So look at these and look at these. So now you can see the difference of why you should use flux when you solder. Now if you like these types of videos, I have another video where I test out low melt solder and why you should use it in certain situations. It is truly amazing. And if you aren't subscribed, consider subscribing.